Today is October 24th, 2015, and this is Life on the Ladder. Spawning in the top left, we have our red Protoss player. His name is James. Joining me tonight is my co-host, ULeakRed.
Yeah, I'm the Coco. I'm in love with the Coco. That's right. What's going on, Silver? How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. I'm waiting for you to introduce our Zerg player.
Here we go. So our Zerg player in the bottom right-hand corner, it is Rivotril.
Rivotril.
He's Trill.
He is Trill.
So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. A ZVP on this map. I actually really don't like this map as a Protoss player, and I know Zergs don't like it as a Zerg player. So this is actually going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I am still trying to figure out the exact right play to way to play ZVP. I'm tripping all of my words today. Looks like we're going to have a hatch first, but that drone gets distracted and heads to the third. I love seeing that. I love seeing that.
Like, I don't know where. I guess that this is a good place, right? Okay.
Maybe I'll play some mind games. Oh my god, is this going to be... Yep, 2 hatch before pool.
Can you imagine the life of Zerg? Can you imagine the life of a Zerg? Isn't that crazy? Like the life of a drone. The life of a drone is pretty dynamic.
I mean, when you're an individual who becomes a structure, that's interesting.
Yeah, like that's pretty interesting.
You're a fetus at least twice in your life.
Yeah, you are. It's so crazy.
You can be canceled and turn back into your original form.
I know, right? That's so crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it makes no sense biologically, but that's okay because this is a video game. We do have a gateway opener for our red Protoss player here, James. Going for the warp gate. Good choice. Cybernetics core on the way. Second Nexus already on the way. We do have the double hatch before pool. So a small window of opportunity here for James to get some damage done.
Yeah, I feel like that's not going to be too true because our Zerg player is going for that fast gas. So I actually think this is pretty safe. I don't think there's pretty much anything that a Protoss can make that can outright like ruin your day except proxy gates. I think proxy gate can work. Double proxy gate with this build would be an auto win.
Proxy gate would be flustering, I think, for our Zerg player, that's for sure. Both hatches are complete. The probe scouts the first two. I don't know if he's seen the last one yet. No idea about the 2 hatch before pool.
Yeah, but he does have a rally set up for this probe, so he will figure it out momentarily. This drone chasing it, like trying to catch him.
Gotta catch them all, my friend.
But the probe...
Why does your mic do that?
No, right, come on. But why does my mic do what? What do you do?
Skipping around again, sir. Skipping around.
Oh, it did? No, don't skip around, Mikey, Mike.
Gateway's on the way outside our red Protoss base, getting that defensive wall up. I like that a lot of Protoss players are just skipping the cannons now.
Wow, what a very interesting wall. What a very interesting wall. I
see that probe from a different angle. He's hiding that bush. This is guerrilla warfare wall.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very interesting wall. This is a wall with a weak link in it.
The pylon?
Yeah, that is the weakest link.
You might add on some more. That's a good spot to add on like another 2 pylons if you wanted to.
Yeah, or a cannon, or anything. Really.
Or a door, eventually.
Yeah. The Overlord not being able to come into the base. There is a War Prism queued up, so the Protoss is looking for blood. He will be the first person to show some aggression out here.
War Prism on the way. He's going to head, I believe, probably for the natural is going to be my guess. Possibly out to that third base.
Yeah, and I think he could actually do some pretty dang damage with this. There is a Roach Horn down. So roaches will be the key to shutting this attack down. I don't know if our Zerg player knows this is going down, though. I don't know if he knows what is about to happen to him.
Layer started for our Zerg player. 3 more Overlords on the way. Here comes our Warp Prism. I'm pretty sure he loaded up... What units does he have right now? 4 Stalkers in that Warp Prism.
Yes, he does. Ready and waiting.
Do you know what the patch was on... Like, what was the nerf they did on the Adept?
I think it was a damage nerf.
It's okay with me.
I think it was a damage nerf.
I'm saying, like, I want to say, like, 90% less Adepts.
Yeah, before Protoss were like, this is the best thing ever. I love it. I want to do it all the time. The Zerg being really greedy here. He builds 9 roaches, but they are late. The Warp Prism is down. He is morphing in Zealots, and he will get some free drones here. I mean, these roaches are halfway done, so he has like 6 seconds of just pure carnage.
Yeah, I'm not even sure 9 roaches is going to be enough to clean this up quickly before another warp-in phase comes through.
And then they all have to get to where the army is going down. I mean, look at this.
They're engaging 2 or 3 at a time. Not a good scenario here. That roach goes like, oh, I shouldn't be here. This is a bad idea.
He's like, I don't want any of this. No, Grandma. And actually, he's not kiting the Zealots. He's not kiting the Zealots. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Zealots actually do great against roaches.
As long as the roaches stand still.
Stalker. Yeah, if the roaches stand still, Zealots will just whip their butts. I would love to see some pick up and drop micro here. The Protoss player not favoring to pick up these stalkers.
We do have a Ling run by back in the Protoss's natural base, getting tons of probe kills.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. The weak link in that wall, yo, the pylon and that. I mean, if you're gonna build a wall, make sure you close the front door when you do an attack.
When you leave your house, do you ever leave it unlocked?
Exactly. Lessons learned here. But, I mean, the pressure from the Protoss player is still continuing. He's trying to clean up this stuff at home. Thank God Mama Core is still there, guarding her children, gets the workers back to that on top of that. And, I mean, he's still getting these stalkers, gets the clean. It's going to lose 1 stalker here. Roach is still going down.
The Lings back in the Protoss base now under assault from the Mothership Core. 1 last probe will fall. The Mothership Core are going to clean up the last of these Lings. But the attack is still incessant back in the main base of the Zerg. Couple Zealots running down the ramp to push the roaches off. And the roaches not kiting.
No,
now they're
kiting.
standing to fight.
And this is not really great micro either from the Protoss player. Definitely should have pulled these units all together, kept them together. He's going to go back to the Warp Prism. Could have probably got this layer with better micro. And he still has to close that front door. Closes it now, thank God, because here comes another round of Lings.
No, he's not in a whole position. They're going to run in.
Oh my God, and the Lings now are sniping more probes, even more devastating to our Protoss player. Protoss player is still going for he's going for the spawning pool now. Oh my God, that could be monumental.
Yeah, it would definitely stop the Ling run buys, but he stops. He's not finishing off the spawning pool now. He is refocused on it. A good decision, undoubtedly. There's a force field at the ramp. Another good decision here from our Protoss player, James. Rivotril is going to be in a little bit of danger. Wants to do another warp in. 3 more Zealots and a Stalker on the way. The Sentry is down. It's going to be Zealots and Stalkers versus Roaches.
Oh my God, he's not microing his Protoss units. Oh, those are definitely enough units with good micro. He's going to have to pick up and get out of here.
That last Stalker is like, wait, no, huh? Okay, I'm dead.
He's like, no, please take me. He didn't pay his rent this month.
Our Zerg player is down to 13 drones against 23 probes.
Yeah, the Protoss player definitely in the better position here from a macro standpoint. Got a Zealot at home just chilling, looking over the natural. Like, y'all good? Y'all good? Everybody all right?
Y'all keep working here.
Y'all keep working. I'm the health inspector.
Is this place up to code?
Is this place up to code?
He should pull the Sentry back and probably put the Zealot in its place. The Zealots are slightly better security guards.
Definitely, you know, definitely better bouncers. You want to keep them out of the club.
Warp Prism being pushed off at the 3rd. The Roaches are puffing up their chests saying, get out of here, go back home.
Yeah, get out of my base. Get out of my house. Must protect this house. I
want to say that the best thing I've seen from James so far is he's keeping the Warp Prism moving.
Yes, definitely. Keep it busy. Trying to sweet spot this this Mama Core. Loses a Stalker, not the best micro. 2 Stalkers, not the best micro. I would love. You can do some pretty cool stuff with a Warp Prism. I've seen some pretty awesome micro with a Warp Prism. He has a Colossus at home, and the Zerg player has nothing to do with this
one Colossus is out. Another Colossus is on the way. 8 more Roaches. Thermal Lance just starting. So even though Colossus are devastating to Zerg, especially Roaches or Hydras by themselves, the lack of a Thermal Lance is going to leave the Colossus a little open until it's complete.
Definitely. Here he goes. He finally does something I was hoping he would do a long time ago, and that's like try to sweet spot. Great micro. Here we go. He's saying, hey, I got it now. Yeah, there's just too many Roaches here for him to try to contest this now.
And this is what I'm talking about. He's actually in a really bad position back home, in the sense that he doesn't have that much of a defense. He has a Colossus. Now he has 2 Colossus, so he's beginning to power up. But until this moment, he's been kind of weak. Now the Warp Prism has been delaying the Zerg, keeping him across the map. These units being lifted are just picking up free kills and totally pissing off Rivotril.
Definitely. I would just love to see our Protoss player. He has secured Splash. A very key thing for the Protoss army. Dropping more pylons. I would just love to see the next 400 minerals go to a 3rd or a 4th or anything. Maybe double expand. I don't even know. Just make something happen for
How many queens are out here? Only 1 queen right now. With the bank I'm seeing from Rivotril, I would love to see 3 more queens be produced.
Make some adepts. Oh, one of the best units, I would say, for the Protoss army. Definitely the newest one that I love the most in this entire game.
Do you see a aggressively placed hatchery?
Yes, I do, you know. Oh, the Colossus actually did. The Colossus spotted. Rivotril does see it, and so does James. James saying, screw it, I got the GG. He's going to actually go back and clean up this hatchery. Great decision. I like the decision, you know.
Nice cancel.
Yeah, brings back the Warp Prism. This Sentry will take down this Overlord with the Tickle Cannon.
Rivotril heading around the map, trying to get into a decent position against these Colossus. Needs to attack from more than one angle.
Yeah, he definitely is picking 2 things. Picking for the base race right now, the probe. I don't know if the probe spots this Overlord. He's trying to go for the base race, or just go for the... And with this, actually, they're both not in position. There is a recall available for our Protoss player, so he can come back home anytime. And the Colossus will get picked off for free. Oh, James, that's so painful. Oh, I don't think these roaches have roach speed.
And they do have roach speed.
Okay, good. Oh my god, they have roach speed.
Oh, I like the idea to knock down the rocks, to delay James from coming home. But he already came home via mass recall. That time warp, I love that it's delayed now. The change from Heart of the Swarm to Legacy of the Void, that like the time warp goes down, then has, I think it's 4 seconds before it goes up.
Yeah. It has a little bit of a wow. Actually, now migrating against this army, we'll lose a few stalkers for free. There goes the force fields, the much-needed force field. Actually, a huge link run by into the main. Oh my god.
Yeah, the probes are definitely running for their freaking lives. The counterattack, though, for James, at a standstill. He was just for a moment indecisive. He's gonna go for the base trade.
Yeah, he's finally gonna make the decision. All right, let's do it. You want to fight? Let's fight.
Look, knocking down the rocks is ingenious. Rivotril making some really good decisions to delay movement from the Protoss player.
And Rivotril's actually just going to go for the full-out base trade. He said, screw fighting that army. I'm just going to go for your production.
Yeah, I've been in your base for plenty of time. Spines at the top of this ramp, just going to be a small delay. The 3rd base is not the critical base.
No, it's not putting more spines. I'd love to see a drone just sneak out right now. A few drones. Just pull a few drones, did a few hatcheries. You're going for the base rate. That's what you said. You said, I'm going to go for the base rate. Go for it. He's got the money. Yeah, he's got the money. Just sneak out a few drones. Just like 2 drones. The fools surround the... Oh, Protoss saying he's in danger. He's going to come back home. Photon overcharge popped on these cannons, and he will clear this Zerg army up.
All of the shields, though, are gone. He's going to have to fight the roaches with no shields.
Yes, but, I mean, showing the power at this ramp, I mean, both force fields, Interesting force field.
I think he was trying to stop the roaches from kiting or running away at all. But the damage is done. The damage is absolutely done. The probe count now dropping to 19. There's only 10 drones left in the map, though.
There's only 10 drones. Rivotril, yo, says, alright, okay. I'm going to do another run by. This is great. I love it. Building extractors across the map, finally getting in that mindset of this is a base trade scenario.
And this is what I was talking about. There's now 900 minerals still in the bank, and the biggest issue that Rivotril has right now is the fact that he has no queens. If he had made the extra queens and gotten the injects in, he could have spent the money and I would not use the term remaxed, but he could have at least had another army ready.
Yeah, definitely has the potential to remax. Waits around on his zealot saying, hey, let's just kill the zealot.
James is the kind of player who always goes back to protect the home.
Yeah, he's definitely He's definitely a soldier in that regard, you know. Home first before everything else. Score for the probes. Actually, great decision from our third player, Rivotril. Try to kill the probes. Probes are more annoying to rebuild than anything in this entire game.
What's funny is I think James could have ended this game twice now just by like committing to the attack.
Definitely. But every time he returns home, he gets to serve more and more and more time. But Rivotril, actually not thinking about the future. I've yet to see any drones in production. He's making just more links. I mean, you have to know at some point, you got to build towards something. The Protoss player is building something towards something, remaxing on his probe count, trying to remax, trying to resaturate that base.
Couple of drones in production. Lings, though, are the choice right now for Rivotril, and I don't know how I feel about Lings right now. Lings are probably a misuse of the small amount of larva he currently has.
Yeah, agreed, definitely.
The queens, though, right? Like, you, as a Zerg, one of the major mechanics is queens. I do like if you can see, there's an extractor up in the north that James didn't kill. He didn't kill it again. But that was placed up there probably in case he lost his whole base. He's like, all right, I got this one extractor for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Making sure that the base tuning scenario, he's doing
the warp prism back in play.
Yeah, so I'm loving it. I love this. Like, yes, thank you. Finally, yes.
Stayed home. Yes. Stayed home with the main army and harassed with the warp prism.
Exactly. He's getting the choice of unit to defend against these zealots. Not going to do a great job. He finally picks up the zealots. Great harass, actually. Kills a lot of free units for free in that engagement. And now the Zerg player can no longer just idly send out units. He has to always be mindful. I mean, unless he throws these spines in like a defensive position, Sport probably doing some good damage on this warp prism now. A
big game changer right now is the fact that our upgrades in this game consist of just +1 range for the Zerg and nothing else.
And oh my God, Silver! Did you see what he just sniped? He just sniped the spawning pool. So now Rivotril, our Zerg player, has to rebuild that. Oh, that's painful.
It's not that bad because he's only going for Roach Hydra right now.
Yeah.
So he'll be in an okay position. Roach Hydra is going to be a good composition. Definitely more solid than the Ling composition.
Yeah, this is actually very interesting. Both players at an economic standstill. Just like, look at our Zerg player mining off of like solo drones.
Yeah, very few. Only 14 drones on the map. 22 probes for the Protoss player.
Yeah, talk about low econ wars. Zerg player choosing to invest into more units than more micro. I mean, more macro, more money.
James has almost 1k gas.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's like a dream. I would love to see him just drop. Oh my God, just do this. Drop a. Okay, so tip.
DTs.
Tip if you're a Protoss player, right, and you're like, wait, I got so much gas. There's so much gas, and I have like very little minerals, but I'm on like so many bases. I just have gas. I need to spend it. This is you're the only race in the game who can do this. You ready? Make a tier 3 unit with just gas. You know what that is? That's Archons. Just make Archons. You have a whole bunch of gas. You drop a Twilight.
Ooh.
Drop a Templar Archive. Make Archons. Archons are like God mode, and they're just gas intensive.
I'd never heard this before, but the warp prism blew up, and the zealots were in it, and I heard the zealots die.
Oh wow, that's so sad. Oh my God, he gets the cancel. Great move from Rivotril.
Yeah, it's a nice cancel. Definitely important. Loses 100 minerals. Didn't need to against those Lings. No. But does get the cancel. Definitely better than not getting the cancel.
Definitely better.
I want to know if that was the same way in HOTS. That if when a warp prism went down, you heard the unit inside exploding.
I don't know. Do you hear when they die in a...
I couldn't hear what you just said.
When Marines die in a medevac, do you hear them scream?
I definitely didn't in HOTS. I don't know about Legacy of the Void. I'm totally taken aback by that now. Looks like the Hydras don't have Hydra speed.
No, they are slowly and steadily walking across the map. There will be no retreat for Rivotril. Hydras don't have speed, so this will be the place. Oh, he's just gonna. Oh my God. He says, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I want to kill a couple of stalkers and try to run away. Oh my God, going the wrong way. Jumps on top of the Colossus. Great micro here. Trying to do a Maru type style move, loving it, and actually gets both the Colossus, but will lose all his roaches for this.
Yeah, trades almost that entire army for 2 Colossus.
Yeah, I think that's still okay. I mean, if he had the money to afford that.
He's got some money, so he's gonna go ahead and make 16 more Lings. And I'm so torn about the Lings. I'm so torn because I love Ling run-bys and I love the counterattacks. But he really needs to just be making roaches and hydras and drones.
Yeah, and actually I think James might have heard me. This game has already been played, but James might have heard me. He's dropping that Templar Archives now. So I guess he has been in this situation before. Low Econ Wars, yo. I'm loving this decision. Great recall. This has got to be the most annoying thing if you're a third player.
I've got this shit. Mass recall.
I got this base, mass recall. Get out of my base, bro.
But look at the probes are once again. I mean, the Lings are definitely doing the damage they need to do. They just usually shouldn't. For instance, like if he were to drop a couple cannons at each base, this would be a completely different game.
This poor Archon's like, wait, I'm morphing. That's so rude.
This has been an interesting trend I've seen in Legacy of the Void. It's almost like Protoss players, now that they have photon overcharge for their pylons, refuse to make photon cannons.
I just think, yeah, it's definitely a greed thing. It's definitely a greed thing. I still see it in the higher leagues, though. If we, I mean, like, okay, all right, this is why I think it's really bad. It's really bad because people forget that photon. Oh my god, while I'm saying this, actually, there's a roach and hydra attack.
Yeah, that Nexus is going down.
That Nexus is going down, and I would love to see a retreat here. Actually, he's going to do it a little bit too late. He's going to lose a few more units, maybe potentially all these units. I mean, this is actually just the craziest game. But like I was gonna say, there's so many bad things about not dropping cannons. And the one thing, it's like people are just like, cannons are just like, they keep the Zerg out. They say, hey, no, you can't come here. No, your lanes are no good. The bad thing is people forget cannons are detection. They do more than just shoot. You know, they tell you that there are burrowed roaches nearby. Or burrowed units. I think roaches are the only units that can move underground.
Hell, they delay the army from killing things until you get there.
Exactly. So it's just like, oh wow, great force field. Actually, the force field should work against him.
These 4 spines are actually game changers right now. They were made about 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago, I saw you. Shout out to the musical theater.
More Ling run-bys right now happening with this long probe train, I would call it.
I mean, these are like lifelings. These are lifelings right now. Like
I would call them lifelings, except that lifelings like dodge things. There's nothing in the way of these lings. These lings are just like there. They've just been uncontested most of the game.
Yeah, but they're just like they're keeping Rivotril in this game. They have alone the Ling run-bys have kept them in this game, and with that, he says, these Lings are my bread and butter. I'm gonna build 16 to 18 more.
He's making tons more Lings.
Finally gets up a third. Lord have mercy. Thought the day would never come, but it has come.
I don't know who's going to win this. I mean, Rivotril able to push back every disadvantage by just doing a Ling run by every time. And I could just, if you just drop like 2 cannons. Just drop 2 cannons.
Oh my god, the Zerg player not choosing the best engagement. Will lose a few units for free. Gonna come down this rep. He needs to get I don't think he can do it with this army. It's just too smart. What are you gonna do with these Archons? These Archons do great damage versus Lings and Hydras. And actually, the Hydras are so slow, the Archons have that like speed advantage.
The force fields are decent. They caught 1 or 2 units there. But we do now have Lings headed back for the natural. Nothing is in the wall.
Okay, yes, great decision. I love the decision. He knows where the army is. Gonna go for another Ling run by. We'd love to see him try to drone up his base doing this. He's investing in more roaches. I mean, I would just you need more money. Just get the money.
Make a mothership core. Do something to have some defense back home. The #1 issue I think this Protoss is having, and there it is. There's our photon overcharge. Mothership core finally defending the base. You'd think after this many Ling run-bys where he's just had no defenses at home, he'd leave some units there, or build a cannon, or have a wall that was complete.
Right. Our Zerg player finally thinking about the future, trying to invest for college, finally. Going to now saturate that third base, much needed, but the Terran player actually has the upper advantage here. He's like, I'm going to go to grad school, drops a 4th. So now he will be more economically stable if that fourth is managed to like sneak up and the third player never scouts it.
Yeah, there's a small change that I would make here is that he's got 24 mining out of 16.
Right.
Probably should just long distance mine with, I don't know, four or five.
Yeah, he is doing that at the natural. Well, actually, probably, yeah, that wouldn't be a bad decision. I would do it. I mean, it's not really too far of a distance for more minerals.
I mean he's oversaturated right now, right? So there's a bunch not actually doing anything.
And Silvertone, I think James is like actually hearing the cast because he drops 2 cannons at his third.
Thank you.
Another potential Ling run by though, setting up for the natural. An army here that Storm.
Storm hits the Protoss army too, though. That was risky.
You know what's crazy? Zealots actually enjoy storms. They don't hurt them, you know.
They bathe in them.
They bathe in them. These delicious bath. It's awesome.
Ling run by into the natural. He's gonna wrap around that nexus. I'm positive of it.
We'll get the nexus, so these gas geysers will be nullified. And actually, this brings up an amazing point about oh my God, does a recall at the last minute? Not necessary.
The cannons are up, and they're able to defend. Thank God. Holy shit.
Thank God. But so this is actually a pretty interesting thing. A lot of people don't understand this, but when you deny bases, at this point in the game, you are denying mineral income because like they're pretty much like what? They're pretty much like dead. They pretty much need every mineral they can get. But like when you so if you want to hurt a player for minerals, you kill workers. If you want to hurt a player with gas income, you kill bases. Because long distance mining from a single gas geyser is like retarded slow. Mining from minerals, because there's more mineral patches at a base, is actually not that bad when it comes to long distance mining. Because there's several more mineral patches.
Right.
So that's something to keep in mind if you're if you're like that type of player. You like I would like to. Those are for the people who go to the gym and need to do spreadsheets. You know, that's kind of like a mental thing, kind of like so you can understand the game from a mental aspect.
I was wondering how James was going to lose this. I was sitting here thinking, how the hell could the Protoss player lose this game? Because the Lings, besides the fact that the Lings really should not be doing the damage they're doing now, they still are.
Right.
Lurkers. Lurkers are going to change this battle completely. Do we even?
I don't know. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes because they're uncontested.
There is detection, but there's no Colossus to reach them.
Yeah, there is Storm.
God, I wish your Mike would stop doing that. He said there is Storm, and that's true. But if he spreads the Lurkers out in a decent way, oh my God, you called it, and they're dead.
And there it is. I told you. I called it. I knew it.
They weren't burrowed. It's not fair. Backing up to the, I was like, what's the house? If you just spread them out and then burrow them so that the Protoss walks into them, and then he just walked the Lurkers into the Protoss army. He's like, here, take them. I don't want them.
Storm, delicious.
The Ling run-bys are over. Finally, that has ended.
Yeah, he has closed the front door. He has sealed the demon in the talisman. You Mogwegwai Finding Sao. But actually, the Protoss player says, screw it, I'm just going to go for it. Storms everything. Look at that DPS. And we'll just claim his victory finally against the Zerg player. Rivotril, I believe, will tap out momentarily.
I'm going to call that Hurricane James.
Hurricane James strikes again. He says, well done. GG. Very good drop play. Great manner here from Rivotril. And with that, James takes it.
And that game was crazy.
That game was awesome. What a crazy 30-minute game. Talk about low econ wars. Talk about that.
That blew my mind. There was so many times in that game where I was convinced that there's no way that Rivotril could do any more damage with Ling run-bys because the Protoss player had to think about, oh right, if I just block this wall off, it's over. And it became frustrating and hard to believe. And Rivotril there, making good decisions for the majority of the game. I think he would have easily swept that game if he had not done the Ling run-bys and instead invested into drones and roaches and hydras. And then just actually fought the army.
Right, yeah. I feel like I feel like our player James suffered from something that a lot of players suffer in lower leagues. And that's trying to bend the game to your will. And you're like, Ray, what do you mean by that? This game has rules. There's a reason why there's a Grandmasters League, and there's a reason there's a Bronze League. Grandmasters are at the point where they know the rules so well that they're playing by the rules, but they're playing by them at an extremely high level. In that sense, you're like, what do I mean by that? Well, yes, Protoss units are very strong. Yes, they can kill Zerg, and usually it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. I mean, it takes 2 units to kill a Protoss unit. It's usually that way against a lot of things, and usually that way in general for Zerg. But the thing that remains true is you need money. You need money. And James was just thinking about attacking. He kept trying to move his army across the map. Just kept trying to move his money across the map, and the Zerg player, Rivotril, just kept attacking his money. And because he was just losing money, even though Rivotril was mining the same, almost even lower than James, they just equalized. And by those Ling run-bys, he wasn't getting more money because he just kept losing his money.
At some point in time, you have to fight the Protoss army. There will be a time where they say, "All right, I'm almost dead. Go."
Yeah, there will be a time. Every Protoss snaps.
Now you can whittle them down little by little with Ling run-bys, and eventually whittle them down to the point where their army is small enough and that your army is grown enough. But back and forth harassment, the way that game happened, favors the Protoss player.
Yeah. Definitely, if you're not doing something with it, like if you're like just throwing dirt at your opponent, and he's a really strong guy. Let's say he's a really strong guy, and you're fighting at a 100-foot battlefield, and you take a step back every time you throw dirt. He's going to eat dirt 99 times, and once the field is small and you're back into the wall, your dirt won't protect you anymore.
Right.
You will be destroyed. So yeah, every time you throw dirt, if you're like, I don't know, getting a bunch of stones or something that would actually really do damage, then at some point your work will pay off. But he wasn't doing anything with the harass. He was just harassing and not building a better army. Yeah, just harassing. Haha, this is cute. Haha, this is cute.
Yeah, I mean, like for instance, trading Lings for a Nexus that's barely mining is not going to help you. Trading Lings to kill a couple probes, not going to help you that much in the long run, as long as he's continually producing probes. Like, his macro never really completely faltered. He was always able to come back.
Right.
So, I mean, there's a wall there. There's a glass ceiling where, Ling run-bys can only take you so far. You need to, at some point, build the army. And I think that the icing on the cake was the lurkers at the end, just kind of like derping into the Protoss army.
Yeah. It's sad. I don't think 3 lurkers would have been enough, though.
Honestly. I mean, I think if they were placed in the right way where he didn't see them coming, and they got a couple good shots off, I don't know. Storm is kind of Storm. You know what I mean? Like, it's if you're gonna the channel for attack there was already so tight, so he really couldn't have spread his units out too far. Mm-hmm. So I mean, Storm kind of favors the Protoss player in every battle, as long as they aren't being EMP'd or fungled in some way. Right. I wanted the lurkers to be able to just take out like the first couple lines, and then the roaches and hydras dash in, but. You're right.
I feel like for that to have worked, the engagement that the Zerg had at the end, where he fought at his spines, that would have been the fight to have versus James. Put your lurkers behind the spines, and I feel like that would have been the fight. That would have been the fight, like that would have actually maybe kept him alive.
I just saw the lurker den like morphing in, and I was like, oh, if he makes enough lurkers, and then the army walks into them, that's it.
It's all ogre at that point. Yeah.
But that's not what happened. We had the Protoss player rolling on top of Rivotril at the end. The army had just gained too much momentum.
Right.
And that was that. But yeah, great harassment from both players. The Ling run-bys all game were good, not critical.
Right.
And the Warp Prism harass was absolutely great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very good game from both players. They played it very well. Showcasing a lot of their skills, so it was a really good game.
Solid game from Rivotril and James. That's going to wrap up this episode of Life on the Ladder. I am Silvertone. Follow me on Twitter at IamSilvertone, or here you can follow ULeakRed at Daryl V. Lee.
That's correct on Twitter. You can also follow me on my twitch.tv page at IamSilvertone. That's twitch.tv/IamSilvertone.